Welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Raf Farisco of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who is beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook, Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another edition of the Raf and Raf Rant. I am Raf Pizarro with my co-host today, Rafa Rispo. How are you doing, Rafa?
I'm good. How are you, Ralph? How's it going? Happy Easter. How was your weekend? Good?
Filling. It was lovely. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Yes.
Same here, man. You know what? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know what? When I'm up at my parents', you know, the Easter's so much better when I'm home.
Yeah, it's good. I know you haven't seen them in a long time, so it's good that
it's been a while. Yeah,
it's good that you got to reconnect. I know you're there now, so you're at a different location today, but still with us here. Yeah,
I am. I'm in my brother's room.
No, okay.
In Mayapack, New York, where my parents live, and my my whole family pretty much lives. Actually, my parents are on my brother's bed watching me perform and watching us on their phones as well.
That's awesome.
So,
well,
yeah, it's fun. The kids are downstairs with Allie watching.
Kids downstairs watching. They're watching on the
TV.
TV.
Big. There they are.
Got my nephew here, Dominic. Hello.
Hey, nephew Dom. What's up,
sempre.
Francesco's in here too. What's up, Francesco?
Francesco is in the house. Quentin in the house. But our special guest today in the house, here to talk with us. His name is Rosario Procino. He's the owner operator of Ribalta Pizza. And without further ado, let's introduce him.
Bring him in.
And welcome, Rosario. Ciao, Rosario.
Rosario.
Good evening, everyone.
What's going on, Rosario? How was your Easter? Did you do anything special?
Yeah, eating.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I was with family, and of course, yes, you start dinner at 2 p.m., ending at 2 a.m., right?
2 a.m., right. Okay, sounds about right.
Pretty much, yes, absolutely.
Was it lasagna or was it manicotti?
You name it.
You name it, it was all
we did
lasagna.
Rosario, did you have lamb too?
Of course.
That
was the
lamb.
Fifth course.
The star of the show, as we call it. Well, it's good to have you here. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
My pleasure.
Yes. Hello to everybody in the chat. Super happy to get everybody back here. Rosario, I'm happy you're here because I'm from New York, and you're the owner and operator of Ribalta Pizzeria Ristorante, right?
Correct.
And also one of the founding members of the Presidente of the Napoli Club, New York City, right?
Exactly.
I said that correctly. Okay, great. So I guess first and foremost, tell us and by the way, it's been a crazy year for the restaurant business. I was in hospitality for about 2 decades. That was my life before, COVID came and shut it all down. But let's start from the beginning real quick. Maybe a brief introduction, how Ribalta kind of started.
Absolutely. I guess the two story of Ribalta and Naples, they go together. My partner and I, Pasquale Cozzolino, which is the chef, and I am the president of the club. He's the vice president.
Okay, cool.
So our partner relationship started while watching Chelsea Naples of Champions League. I think it was 2012.
12.
That's correct.
Yes.
Right.
So we met there. We knew of each other, but we didn't know each other. We met there. Since then, one thing leads to the other.
Yeah.
1 year after we opened Ribalta, which is again a Neapolitan restaurant pizzeria in Union Square.
Right.
And as soon as we saw the space, we saw this huge wall where the previous management used to display black and white movies.
Okay.
But we looked at each other's eyes and they say, "Well, I know what's going to go on the wall. We need to put soccer on the wall.
Soccer, yes.
We need to bring Napoli to the wall."
Yes.
We already had the club with a bunch of friends here in New York, but as many other Italian fan club, we were going from location to location.
Right.
Until we said, okay, this is going to be the home of the Napoli soccer fan club. And that's where, in 2013, we established a new chapter for Napoli Club New York City. We get together, and during the games, it's been just craziness. Up to a year ago, of course.
Yeah, of course,
Sure.
of course.
Yeah.
So, Ralph, you have a follow up or?
So, Rosario, I'd like to say that I've never been to your restaurant, but my
not
father
right.
has been. No, I know. Well, listen.
Well, he's a little more north. He's a little more north.
I live up north. I'm
right.
from Yonkers, New York, but I live in Saratoga Springs, New York. So that's 3 hours north.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
And so my father and my brother have been to your restaurant before, and we have a cousin from Italy, from Napoli, who's come down, and they've been to your restaurant before. They've met you before. You might not remember the name, but Antonio Rispo. That's my father's name, but big Napoli fan as well.
Yeah, believe it or not, the name rings the bell.
The name rings a bell.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
beautiful,
yes.
beautiful.
It's a large community. We know, we all know each other again.
Listen, and they say nothing but the best things about your restaurant. I plan to, when this all is over, to come down.
Please.
And you and your club Napoli, New York City, have inspired me to start the proceedings of trying to get a club Napoli upstate going.
Right.
So maybe we can talk about that. Maybe we
absolutely
can get it going.
The more the better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we can build up the Napoli Club USA.
Right.
I'll tell you what, and I don't mean to shout out another restaurant in the city because you're Ribalta and everything, but my father and I, before Ribalta was established, we went to go see Milan Napoli at Luzzo's. Correct. One day, and there was the big screen and everything, and when I hear about Ribalta and the club Napoli New York City, I think back to when we went to that match at Luzzo's, which was 1-0 Milan on a penalty kick, but was such a good environment. A lot of Neapolitans in the area, a lot more that have come since. What kind of reception do you get from fellow Napolitan, fellow Neapolitans that come to the restaurant? How many do you get? A lot
are there
of
random Napolitans
are there
walking in?
If Napoli makes it to a final or there's a Scudetto, can we come to Ribalta and will we be joined by the sea of Neapolitans and be able to celebrate in the streets? Is that because that's what I need in my life? I can't just be up in Saratoga and celebrate by myself, with my one cousin,
Are we going to talk pre-COVID, post-COVID?
Oh, I mean,
let's start pre-COVID. Let's start pre-COVID. Right? Yeah.
Hopefully we are at the end of it, and we're not going to win the Scudetto this year unless who knows. No. So maybe for next year. Happens. That's right. So let's plan for next year. So let's look at a pre-COVID environment. Okay. I'll tell you something. You say from Saratoga. When Napoli was, I think Napoli won Scudetto in 2018, but then we're going to go in a different topic.
Yes.
All right. Let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Napoli was about to win the championship, 3 weeks before, we got so many phone calls from people in Florida, Albany, Rochester, and they said, "Listen, are you guys going to do anything? Because we don't want to be by ourselves home.
Yes.
We can't go back to Naples, so we prefer to come there, 1 hour flight, and we are with you guys." We had the people driving from Rochester once for a game.
I think it was
Tony.
Was it this guy right here?
That's it.
Yes, I met Tony Sessa in Michigan. Beautiful person.
See, you've been confirmed, sir.
That's so funny. Yes, Tony, absolutely. So yes, when Napoli was doing great, the year especially, even the easiest and the least imaginable game that you can think of, there was a crowd at the door. Obviously, for Juve Napoli or big games, it was packed 2 hours before the game, maybe. So let's go back to the time. There is a wonderful video online from when Koulibaly scored against Juve in 2018. We all remember the 1-0 at Juventus Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It was like madhouse, and the video actually went on the social of Napoli itself. On their social, they posted.
Oh, they
yeah.
shared the
Okay.
video on the. Wow,
Yes.
I
It
gotta
was
check
like
out.
maybe I shouldn't say because we have a capacity, but I think it was 200-300 people in there or more.
Yeah, we won't tell the inspectors or
It's
anything.
okay. It was
I
fun.
sorry. Yeah, okay.
It was fun, and I
Right.
always call the restaurant a kind of Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, meaning lunchtime when the games are on, it transforms itself in a club, in a stadium. It's like crazy, everybody singing and cheering, like if you're at the stadium. And then at night is a cool, trendy, nice place to be, maybe with a date or with friends.
Okay.
It's so you have a different vibe based on the day, on the
that's
time of the
awesome.
day.
It's almost like a hybrid in itself of
Exactly.
restaurante and partying, which again I love because I was a waiter for so long, but it's nice to have a place where you can eat, bring the family, and then every Sunday you can watch a nice watch a nice soccer game, and believe me, we've been pretty lucky now with ESPN and this, but for a long time it was very hard to find
Absolutely.
a common space to not only watch Serie A, but Napoli in general.
Well, there was one.
I know of no other sanctuary for Napoli.
Exactly. There was one of the things that inspired us because, before we opened Ribalta, there was really no Italian restaurant or club where you could go and watch games. And that was, like you say, not only for Napoli, but for every other team. With the Napoli club, sometimes we used to go at Luzzo, which I say hello to Michele, he's a great friend of ours.
Yeah.
But most of the time, we were at Legend, or back then there was the...
Legends, yes.
It was the bar.
There was the other bar right behind the corner from Ribalta. I don't remember the name. They're closed now. So anyway, we used to go to Irish pubs, English pubs. So it was not the natural environment for us. 10, 20 TVs, everybody watching one games. So we say, we got to do something for Italian soccer. And actually at the beginning when we opened, it was like, and it still is in many ways, the house of Italian soccer. We show every game possible, not only Napoli, but of course when Napoli is there is priority.
Let me ask if you had any, a little bit of riffraff between the different fans, or is it generally just regular banter, but mostly peaceful?
That was one of our major concerns when we started. I say, we put it back together. But then again, you are 6,000 miles away from Italy. We are passionate, but we look at soccer in a different way. And I think we had 2 episodes that they were kind of off. One was during the World Cup, and it was a game, the opening game, Brazil against Croatia. So it was not Italian, not Neapolitan. They were kind of arguing, but we took care of it right away. And the second was fun. It was a Roma Juventus, and the 2 people arguing, there were 2 tourists from Italy.
Go figure. Huh?
I say, guys, this is not Rome. This is not Torino. You're not on the stadium. You have fun, or you get out of here.
Nobody's getting stabbed.
And that's always been the rule. I'm 6'2", Pasquale is 6'4". So we always told everybody, we have fun. We make fun of each other. If somebody crosses the line, you're out.
You're out.
And
you can take care of business, Rosario.
Yeah, pretty much. We never had to do that. It was good. It was always good. It was always fun.
But that's good, which goes to show you that, sometimes, especially online, and it's like the animosity between people sometimes just blows out of proportion. But really, when we all get together and just talk and enjoy the game, 90 minutes, we get at each other. But after 90 minutes, back to being human beings.
Listen, the first 2 years of the club, we also gave house, let's say, to the Roma club. So when Napoli Roma was there, we really are like 200 from Napoli, 100 from Rome, so a lot of people. We had so much fun making fun of each other, but never one word, never. That's the way to look at soccer, making fun of each other, having a nice confrontation, passionate, but easy.
But never over the line. Over the line.
Not at all.
No.
That's not for us.
So, Rafa.
No, go ahead, Ralphie. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna see if now I've been interested in knowing, what's going on as of recently. Unless you have something else, Rafa, you want to add?
No, that's actually exactly what I was going to ask.
Okay,
with COVID, I know we all had a rough time with COVID. The shutdown, takeout only, what have you. I did see your article where you were sitting outside.
A lot of people saw that one. Yeah.
I loved it. It was great. What's going on right now? Like, how is everything going right now?
Well,
again, I'm upstate. I know what's going on up there, but what's going on down in the city?
Well, it definitely, as you mentioned before, it's been a very difficult year. We feel blessed, lucky that we are still here. Many other colleagues, restaurants, they had to shut down permanently, which was like, a disaster. So we were able to go through the lockdown and kind of having a very good summer afterwards, which allowed us to carry over where we are right now. We never stopped watching games. Even when it was takeout only, we put the screen in the window outside and people would watch from the street. The final, the Coppa Italia final, we were there. We were like 20 of us, 30 of us sitting in the street, everybody 6 feet from each other.
Love it.
We loved it. It was good. Now, obviously, we have a 50% capacity. People is starting to come back. Napoli is playing better. We definitely cannot complain in the last few weeks. And there is more passion. There is more like something coming up, boiling, right?
Yeah.
So things are getting slowly better in both ways. We are kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's good.
I think so too. Like it feels that way up where I'm at, and I think things will be taken care of soon.
People is vaccinating. At a very
vaccinated exactly right.
Speed. I read this morning. I think in New York City we are around 5 million people already got one dose. So
my mother
people
just
feel
went
more
today.
comfortable. Yeah, people feel more comfortable. There is definitely a different. With the spring we are blossoming. We are coming back.
That's
all
right.
of us.
Now, is there any new plans? Is there any new? Are you allowed to hold the game still on Sunday? Like, what can people expect from Ribalta as far as Calcio goes, and even the restaurant?
We're still showing the games on the big screen, of course. With we definitely cannot allow the big crowd as we had before, but people can sit and watch the game. So we can all stop to maybe 50, 60 people for the game. Nothing close to the 200 that we used to. But we are getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, hopefully for next season we should be okay. Yeah, so we are showing the games and sitting. Being in a nice theater more than a stadium, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I like it. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to get back to normal. I'm certainly going to come down to visit you. It was funny. I was never, I had to work weekends. I was a waiter. I was a waiter for a long time, and I never could really come down for the games. And you know how it is. Everybody wants Sunday off, right?
Absolutely.
You know how it is in the business. So
now there is a nice Wednesday game coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe. Are you gonna are you gonna show the game this Wednesday?
Of course.
Maybe
we'll be there.
Ralphie, come on.
I got
it's against those guys. It's against those guys. Even if I had the Cuomo at the door kicking people out,
Cuomo at the door.
We still have the game on the screen.
He's busy up in Albany. He's busy up in my neck of the woods. Never mind.
Just call Bill's a Napoli fan, the mayor. So maybe call him and take care of it.
Yeah, but don't bring Bill's son. That's bad
don't bring
luck.
his son.
I know.
Bill's son. That's bad luck.
Pasquale, my partner, has been his personal chef for a
Get
couple
out
of years.
here, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And we had him at the restaurant a few times. Not big fan of him anymore, but he was good.
At least he roots for Napoli.
Right. At least he's a Napoli fan. That's right.
As long as he's a Napoli fan, that's all I care about.
Yeah, he gets a little pass.
Forget about the rest.
It is.
Well, let's talk about. Well, speaking of Juve, this Wednesday.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it
a little bit. Rosario, maybe we want to start with more or less your feelings about Napoli this season so far. Your outlook of the team, Gattuso, whoever. How do you feel about Napoli so far this season and their performance?
Well, let's see. Along with COVID, it's been a very weird season. It's up and down. We all complain about this, about Gattuso, about that. But then at the end of the day, you see that we've been playing for 3 months with no forward. Both Mertens and Osimhen are just coming back.
Right.
We're still in a very good position. If I don't want to say Wednesday, whatever it is, we're going to be third place. It's so obviously, I think at the beginning of the year, the way this team started and there was a lot of expectation maybe to have even better results. But, at the end, the injuries really kind of signed this season. It's like there is a mark this season. There is like, again, Osimhen, Mertens, Petagna for a while. We had no forward.
Those strikers, yeah.
We were playing Lozano in the striker position.
Yeah, Lozano, which he got hurt as well. So, is maybe their fault for all these injuries? Then it's a different story. But The injuries definitely didn't help. I love Gattuso. Listen, he's a man from South. He's passionate as we are. He's a true person. Definitely needed to gain more experience on the bench. But me, I will definitely confirm him. He has been, no matter what, especially if he goes in Champions. But no matter what, I would. But I don't think he's going to be the case.
I don't think he's going to stay.
And I don't think he's going to stay. That's the point.
We have the same feeling. I think you and I anyway. I mean, I can't speak.
What about this guy?
No, you can speak for this. No,
this guy. This guy. Where is he?
Which guy? Antonio over there. Bother me, or this guy up here.
I'm cool with Gattuso. I'm cool with him.
He's cool with him now. Rosario.
Cool with him now.
Okay.
I'm not easy to convince. Okay, I'm.
Don't let this guy fool you,
Rosario. I'm not crazy about a lot of choices that he made.
Yes,
I'll tell you that much. But overall, I love him so much. I like him as a person, and I think the results are speaking with it for him. Given all the injuries.
100%. I feel the same exact way. Questionable, but I love them overall. So
yeah,
I just really think that he's and like a lot of other managers, they've had a lot of adversity to deal with, like you said, with COVID injuries, but Napoli in this league has been hit the most, and then maybe Milan second behind them,
COVID was for everybody, right? Let's don't look at COVID.
COVID was for everybody, yes, but COVID with the injuries for us, you have like 6 or 7 of the top of the starting 11 out on injury, no matter how much depth you have on the bench. When you're missing the majority of your starting 11 that is winning 4-0, 6-0, 4-1, it's going to affect you. Many people out there are saying that if Napoli hadn't gone through the injuries that we went through, we'd be fighting with at least Milan for second, maybe Inter for first.
And I agree.
But here we are now, like you said, we beat Juventus on Wednesday. We're in third place and we're only 2 points out of Milan for second, and if that happens,
then all change, right?
No. It all changes. And I understand the tactic sometimes for Gattuso. It could be off a little bit. Sometimes the decision making with the substitutions are too late, the wrong subs, whatever. But again, that all falls into the category for me that he just didn't have all his tools, on the bench. You know what I mean? He didn't have all his tools laid out in front of him. He had to, improvise here and do something different there. And when Ospina's always injured now, and then you got either Manolas or Koulibaly or something's going on, and then Fabian or the strikers.
Absolutely,
so I think he gets a free pass if De Laurentiis is willing to keep him and he's willing to deal with him, and if he's willing to stay also. I think
that's my fear.
No matter what, I think he deserves another year. Just another year,
But my fear is that no matter what, he's not going to stay.
He's not.
He's a very, pride. He's a strong.
Yes.
He's a strong.
Well, I think he had enough. I think we beat him up enough.
Listen, I was arguing with my dad about it
yesterday.
but my dad said the same thing you said. So what am I supposed to do? Argue with you too? I can't argue.
No, I can't argue. No.
I guess I gotta tell him he's right. I guess.
I know. I don't want to talk, but so, I'm with your dad.
There you are. I'm sure
Listen,
Rosario,
if we know Gattuso by his history, let's say, for what he has done in the past, he's not going to stay. No matter what, he's not going to stay.
But, something. I think even if he doesn't stay, right? If he gets Napoli to the Champions League, I think he leaves respectable.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna like him anyway. But I think with the fans, I think he's done the job. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the next project. And this is a tool on his resume, like a good mark on his resume. I almost got Milan to the Champions League by 1 point. Then I took over Napoli, won Coppa Italia, and then got them back to the Champions League after a disaster.
Well, let me tell you something. For the fan, that's the real good hope that we have. At the end, everybody has the same goal. Even if he's about to leave, for his own pride, for everything, and even for his resume, he doesn't want to get the champions. So the franchise, so the players. So at least they're all still playing with a common goal in mind, no matter what's going to happen at the end of the year.
Rosario, let me
that.
ask you this: Who's a standout player for you for the season? Who? Like, I mean, I think besides the obvious answer is Insigne for me. But who do you think is
So
one
you
of the
just took
best?
his answer, Rafa.
Well, no, I'm saying, but Insigne obviously. But
I was going
you
there.
know, go
Well,
ahead, go there.
obviously,
But
I
then
was going
give me
there. I
another
was
one,
going
too,
there
one more.
simply for one reason, because this year he really showed up as a captain. He
Yeah.
really showed up as the guy putting the team on his back and carry the team over. So that's why I think it's really the year of maturation for him. And he's doing that both with Napoli and with Italy too. He's been playing excellent. One player that I think he really stands out after him, well, maybe two. One that I'm really, I don't know, attached is Politano. I love the guy.
Okay.
And and even Lozano, they're alternating. But the one that I think is the most fundamental, and we are realizing game as a game, is Demme. Diego Demme is there. You don't see any big thing, but he's always there. He's always there.
Right now,
if he's not there, we may get trouble.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. We were talking. My father. He's right here. We were talking about it too.
Bring him on. Come on. I love it.
Is it? Yeah. Bring him on. You think?
It's your call. It's not my show.
Listen, no, I'll let him come say hi. But I usually I do this with nobody else in the room. But I'm visiting, so they want to see me in action. But Demme for us is like, you can't replace him. You can't replace him. It's if Fabian's gonna leave, it's Demme and the next guy.
But you can tell every time he was not on the pitch, we had a weird situation. When he's there, and you don't see him, but he's always there. He's always there.
So yeah,
he makes a difference.
He does. Is he? I know he was back in practice. Is he gonna?
Is he
still out maybe for next game?
No, I think already should be okay for Wednesday.
Should be okay because we're gonna need him.
He might be okay for Wednesday because he's practicing with Ramani now too. Ramani's getting better also. So or was it Petagna?
Petagna was already on the bench. I think
Petagna was on the bench already. You're right. I think he even came in.
He came on.
He played too. That's right.
Like in the 90th minute, he came on for Ozinem last game or something like that. But
Ozzy, that's the one that we want to see to explode, right?
That's the guy. That's gotta. Demme's stock is certainly on the rise. I agree with you there. Certainly on the rise. He's been, I guess, the sweetheart of 2021. But Ozinem had some bad luck, and I think it's my prediction that. He came out with that video not so long ago. He was like, "You haven't seen nothing yet," and I'm gonna hold him to his word. And I hope that how that attitude is the right attitude, and I hope that he will prove himself in the next coming season.
And Lozano experience teaches us, right? The first year in Serie A was a kind of like, who is this guy? For many people that didn't know him, and this year is showing up.
Now he's one of our MVPs, right? Yeah.
So hopefully, it will be the same for him. He had a very unlucky season with the injuries, with COVID and anything else, and they still showed something, right? So hopefully, let's look already forward for next season, and he's going to be the star of Serie A.
I'm really happy that you have some MLS kits in behind you because
I got you.
You were. My dad, he's like, you went to New York City. What do you do? I said, because his restaurants in New York City. Come on.
Hey, hold on. But I have the other New York team.
Okay. All right. So
quite a few friends playing there.
That's good. That's good. Well, I know the brother-in-law of the head coach for Red Bulls 2, John Wolinek. Okay. I know his brother-in-law is a client of mine upstate. I cut his hair and I cut John Wolinek's nephew's hair. I started out as a Metro Stars fan. I love the Metro Stars, but when they became Red Bull, I kind of, and then New York City came with Pirlo, and it was like, I'm from Yonkers, the Bronx is right there. I used to go to the stadium all the time. I'm not a Yankees fan, and I'm not a Manchester City fan either, but the blue like Napoli, the round, the round, the New York City, this is for everybody who wants Adidas as Napoli sponsor next season. Let me tell you something. I'm about to join you guys because this fits me. This actually fits me.
Kappa
so I'm with you.
These are only for display, but we love them. I love the Kappa.
I can't fit in those, especially if I come to your restaurant. I'll never fit in them. Forget about it. I got
scared all the customers.
Sometimes I put it on. Sometimes I put it on. I think they feel me. As soon as I get by a mirror, I say, okay, let me change. It's not for me. You have to be ultra team. But I'm with you. I'm more like I'm more like a New York City fan.
Yeah,
But I have a few friends playing with the Red Bulls, so I have a little link
that's
with them as
perfect.
well.
No, I love that though.
Understand.
But
That's
I am
great.
closer
That's
to the
great.
New York City, maybe because
And
of
I'm
the
not
color.
I'm not a super fan either, but I am a fan. But when these jerseys came out, I was like, wow, look at this. What if Napoli had Adidas? It would look just like this. And I was
Don't
like,
even
I
get
gotta
Oh,
buy it.
boy.
I gotta buy
Don't
it.
even get there.
Don't do it. Don't say it. Forget
That's
it.
another
even get
fight.
there.
We
That's
said the
another
word
fight.
Legia and everybody went nuts. Legia, whatever.
I don't care who Napoli signs as long as they put the Scudetto right here and
Yeah.
Okay.
we
That's
win.
all.
I don't really care.
I know there are some of my friends that are going to watch and this a laugh. I'll
Okay.
take Legea too, as long as we get the Scudetto. You're right.
Thank you.
See what I'm
That's
saying?
about it. You're with me.
For the Scudetto, I wear this T-shirt too. You know, they can wear
Yes.
anything they want for the Scudetto.
I'll take Fruit of the Loom. Like, as
Yeah.
long as I have the
I don't
Scudetto
care.
on there. Yeah.
Check this out, Rosario. I want to show you this.
Look at
My
Rosario.
dad, I
I
figured
love
I'd put this out. My
I
dad
love
got
it.
this signed by Koulibaly a few years ago. This is
Yeah.
Conafetto.
Well, I got quite
Oh, you got one there.
I got
Let's see
quite,
who
this
he-
one was signed to me by Reina.
Oh,
Pepe
beautiful.
Reina, years ago.
Peperina, nice.
Yeah. Then I have this one from Dries Mertens.
Nice.
This one was Amsic, I believe.
Beautiful.
I got one with the entire team somewhere. It's good.
That's great.
But Kappa is in
This
my
is a
love.
good
I
one.
love Kappa.
Copper's.
I love Kappa.
Yeah,
Well,
Kappa's good. Hey, you want to
so-
come over here before he's got to leave?
Even
or
if
what?
I can
You wanna
Okay.
say
Yeah,
hi?
yeah. I know you got one more minute. Let's say hi. You want to say
Yeah,
hi
you
to
know,
him?
I got a few minutes. Yes.
All right, Tony Rispo, the one and
Here
only.
we go.
So, hey,
Hi,
brother.
Tony. How are you?
Come in.
Uh-huh.
How are you,
Oh, you
Tony?
can't hear.
How are
Oh,
you?
Alfred, you can't
Oh,
hear.
you can't hear. And it's-
Hold on.
I remember him
do you
dancing at the
remember me?
restaurant. Of course I do.
Do you
I
remember
remember you
me?
dancing.
Tell her I was in your restaurant a few times.
He said, I did. You were saying.
Uh,
He said it. He just said it.
Oh,
He
I didn't
remembered
hear
it.
it. I didn't hear it. I
Hold
didn't
on.
hear
I didn't hear
it. I
it.
didn't hear it.
Hold on. We've gone off the rails. Hold on a minute.
That's funny.
Here, ready?
You there?
Rafi, you're gonna get feedback, bro. You
No.
got to give him the headphones.
But I told you before, I remember him, and I do.
He was dancing.
He was a big dancer. He can tell you the atmosphere before the game.
It's still on?
I say,
Yeah.
I told you.
We here. Hey, we can't hear you. All right. whatever.
Can you hear us, Rafa?
What's the Napoli?
Forza Napoli. That's all that matters.
That's all what matters.
So let real quick, while he fixes his thing there.
Look at that. Look at
There
that.
you go. Old tattoo. Old tattoo.
You beat me on that. You beat me
No.
on that. I don't have tattoos.
Can you hear us, Rafa?
Yes, I
That's
can
not.
hear
Love it.
Anyway, tell her that we're going to see again.
You can tell him he hears you.
Oh,
Yeah.
va bene.
Once we open up, we'll come back down.
Yes, yes, yes. And tell him
Rosario,
later. I
ciao.
remember him dancing.
He remembers you
Ciao.
dancing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, you see?
He can tell you the
That's him.
atmosphere before the game and after the
Yeah,
game. He
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, that's him. That's him. That's him.
Forza
Good,
Napoli.
cool.
Ciao,
It's
Rosario.
cool. Ciao, Anthony.
Ciao, Raffaele. Ciao.
Ciao, bello.
All right, yeah, go over there.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
We all do the same with our parents.
The
right?
life of the
Nah,
party.
The life of the party.
Rosario, the
course.
life of the party.
So
And
you
the
got some-
scary is my son starting with me now. Get out of here every time. So
Yeah.
cycle, right?
It's the life.
It's the cycle.
The cycle.
Your son's a big
continues.
Napoli fan, right?
It is. Yeah, they both are. What? At least I was good at one thing. I transferred
Yeah.
them
me
the
too.
passion.
My
That's-
sons too. Same thing.
Oh, they're
I
big.
always say this story. It was like my older son was like 9 years old. He didn't care at all about soccer. You know, I say, come on, play. No, come and watch a game with me. Nothing. So one day I grabbed him. I took him with me in Naples. And I
Oh.
was lucky enough. I think I got the best game I could ever game. I brought him to the San Paulo, to the Maradona, to watch Napoli, Manchester City, Champions League. I think it was 2010
Oh yes,
or 11.
11.
11. We won 2-1 with Cavani.
Cavani.
Man, that game changed his life. He was 9 years old. He was like,
You ain't kidding.
like this. We got back to New York, you know, hey, Dad, you know, in the summer, something is weird. You know, I feel weird without soccer. What's going on? I say, yes. I knew it. You know?
That's it. Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
since then, they both love the game. They love Naples. It's fun. I
Oh,
cannot go to Naples and not watch a game with them. Even if
Yes.
it's August, they gotta go watch the game. So,
Yes,
mandatory.
yes.
Mandatory.
I understand.
Mandatory.
good.
Everybody tells me to. Oh, we go in the summer. Go in the summer. No, we'll go in September.
That's
We'll
right.
go in October.
I want to go watch the game.
We'll go in May. Yeah.
So Rosario, I know you're pressed for time, so we'll let you go. Is there anything else you want to conclude? Anything maybe new coming up? Something that the fans or guests can come by or they should know?
As we mentioned, everybody can come by. Everybody's welcome. And I guess the news is that we are getting there. We are slowly getting there.
Great.
And again, Wednesday now is going to be a big moment to get back, to be back
test,
and to test. That's right,
Okay.
because it's going to be an important game. We're not going to talk about it, but it's going to be.
We're not going to talk about it. No.
Now let me ask you, because a lot of customers used to ask me when I was a waiter, give me your 3 top dishes on the menu.
Ooh.
If you can't 3, if not,
I will. I'll find it.
So when we come,
appetizer, octopus Luciana, which is the baby octopus in a sauce with the in the San Marzano sauce with the toasted bread to die for.
polpo, okay.
Polpo.
Ew.
Pizza, margherita, of course. You can get away with it.
Somebody wanted to know if you make pizza with truffle oil. Now
we do with truffle, not truffle oil. We use like shaved truffle, which is much better, but we do. Obviously, margherita, where you can better enjoy the taste of the dough, the salt, the cheese, everything else. And then for pasta, the spaghettoni al pomodoro, which is something very simple, but from our land. We bring the tomato from Mount Vesuvius, the pasta from Gragnano. It's simple, but simply the best. That's it.
Hungry.
All right, we're going.
And then
I'll see you Wednesday.
That's it. That's all you need.
It's all right.
Ralph, maybe we'll come down on Wednesday.
Maybe you gotta take a ride. I got
Sometimes we can do a podcast during a game. Come on, let's do something.
I'm working on it. We will talk about that. I got it in the works, man. I got
that's good.
Cameras and stuff. So I'm glad we were able to establish this. I would love to come by the restaurant, broadcast from there. Would be awesome. Would be a pleasure for me.
I mentioned Wednesday. I would love to. I don't know if we can do for this Wednesday. Me anyway.
From
Ralph, you can go down if you gotta
far.
go. Me, I don't know if I can.
I'm right near the entry.
You can do it.
Yeah. From a story, Abby.
From Maupak, you can do it. Before you go back to
I understand, but we're supposed to leave back up home right after the match. We got the kids. We got some stuff going on.
I know.
But we're gonna take you up on this.
Yes.
We are going to take you up on this sometime, for me anyway, sometime next season, maybe even early next season. Ralph and I can come down. We'll do a podcast live. We'll sit with 100%.
You.
That would be fun.
If that's okay with you, obviously.
Of course. We'll love that. Yeah. Everybody will love that. We'll be waiting for you guys.
All right,
guys, thank you for the invitation. It was great.
Rosario, thank you. Finally, good to meet you. So great to meet you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Ciao, state buono. Forza Napoli sempre.
Napoli.
Ciao, Rosario. Ciao.
My man.
All right, that was Rosario Procino from Ribalta, man. Good dude. Absolutely great restaurant. Funny enough, and it's true, Rafa, like I was never able to go during game days because I was always working on weekends. It's not a good shift to get covered. And so, but I'll be super excited.
Same thing for barbers, man. You don't know how many times I have to watch a match from behind the chair, cutting someone's hair. I was on the last Rant post match. I was cutting someone's hair.
Yeah, I remember that. You were talking. I was like, I shouted you out. Did you rewatch?
Yeah, I did. I rewatched it. I saw it. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. I know there was a little back and forth things, but we were having such a good time talking. But now we can get to some of the nitty gritty stuff and get some of the rant going here. We're gonna hang out a little bit longer, right, Rafa? Maybe we can talk about Juve.
Yeah. Jonathan, I'm sorry, Jonathan. It was called the spaghettoni pomodoro. Spaghettoni pomodoro, which is really just a spaghettoni. Little bigger. Okay, so bigger spaghetti with
spaghettone is a thick cut with a little hole sometimes.
Right, the thick cut, right. But the pomodoro from Vesuvio, the San Marzano, my goodness gracious.
San Marzano, yes, that is those are they only could be grown down there. It's funny, he mentioned polpo, margherita, and spaghetti Pomodoro. I mean, if it doesn't get any more Napoli than that, I don't know
yeah,
what
no,
I
no,
mean.
it doesn't
That
get any
is
more
Napoli. I'm
No,
glad he said that.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
And fun fact, truffle oil, and this is again the Raf and Raf cooking show. I did this last week when you weren't here, but truffle oil, Rafa, if you didn't know, is artificial. That's why most real places.
Really? I didn't know that.
Truffle oil has no truffle in it. It's fragrant. If you want anything truffle, get some truffles, shave it over some spaghetti with butter. Done.
It's good. It's good that you mentioned that because now we know that Rosario's really legit, man. That's a legit dude.
See, if that guy's shaving truffles on your pizza, I've had that before. Let me tell you,
that's a legit dude. I can't wait, man.
Legit. I'm looking forward.
Pretty soon.
I'm looking forward.
All right. So listen, what do you want to talk about for a couple minutes? You want to talk about Crotone a little bit,
guys? Any questions in the chat? Maybe. Well, let's do a little tempo.
Hey, hit us with some questions right now. Hit us with some questions so we can answer some. I got a thing on Elmas. I'm sorry, you were about to do something.
Sorry, I was gonna do. No, I hit it by accident. I'll be honest. But yes, you told me about. All right, guys. Hey, everybody, it's Elmas time. Rafa, I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna get it started. Right. Go on.
So Elmas, last week scored the goal for North Macedonia, right, against Germany. Elif Elmas has joined unprecedented company. He's one of only 3 in history now to have a match winner against Germany in World Cup qualification all time. All time. Yeah. Germany have only lost 3 matches ever in World Cup qualifying.
Wow.
Unbelievable, right?
My dude Elmas, bro. My God,
his 2-1 goal in the 85th minute. got Bizarrov, yeah.
Bizarro. That's my new Macedonian last name.
That's it. Yeah. So Portugal's win against Germany back in the 80s. I want to say it was the 82 World Cup qualifying. Mm-hmm. And I believe the guy's name was Carlos Manuel. I have all this at my house upstate, but it's Steven Gerrard who got the 2-1 in a 5-1 England victory in 2002 World Cup qualifying against Germany. Germany ended up having to go to a playoff against the Ukraine to qualify for that World Cup. They ended up in that final against Brazil, obviously in 2002, but still lost that match. That was only their second loss. And ever since then, Germany have been unbeaten. They've tied a few matches here and there, but unbeaten in World Cup qualifying. Only 3 ever. And Elmas joins Manuel, Gerrard, Elif Elmas in players to have claim to have scored a match winner against Germany. Can you believe that?
Tassi Salis with that one.
I gave Ralph that stat and he flipped his lid. His Macedonian shone right through. I'm telling you right now. Bizarrov. Man.
Right.
Anyway, so you can imagine my delight when Elmas came in as a substitute while we were 3-3 to Crotone on Sunday. I was like, all right, come on, Elmas, get this winner. He came from Di Lorenzo right back, but
Di Lorenzo, man. What a game. Let's take some questions out in the chat. We got a nice handful of people. Some people are asking. So I want to continue to do this route for the Tempo di Recupero for everybody to enjoy. Let's go for it. I just love that little thing. So,
yeah, it's great,
guys. Yeah, we're calling out to the chat. I know I got Luca. Let's Rafa. I'm gonna leave this one to you because I feel like you're gonna answer this better than me. But Luca Scotto Di Luzzo asks us, why do Napoli fans like to treat Gattuso like he is Ventura? Shake my head.
I don't know, Luca. I have no idea. I'm guessing Luca is related to Michele, a good friend of ours on the show. Why do Napoli fans treat Gattuso like he's Ventura? Because Napoli fans expect this like perfection. And if we lose one match, albeit, to a lesser team like Spezia or to, lesser opposition, we go crazy. We go crazy, absolutely crazy. We lose our minds in what we say, and I really don't think that Gattuso is anything like Ventura. If anything, Ancelotti is more Ventura than Gattuso in his Napoli tenure. Not saying that Ancelotti is anything like Ventura at all, but listen, Gattuso is what he is. You know what I mean? He's the manager who was never going to take us to a Scudetto. He was the manager whose job was to try to get us back to the Champions League. Last season didn't happen. We gave him another chance. We won the Coppa Italia. That was already a given. He came in and, he started off great. Things happened like we talked about with Rosario. And now he's back to, like I said, on the cusp of third and 2 points behind second. And you can't really ask for anything better with 9 games left after Wednesday, than being in a good place for the Champions League, especially after being like 7th, 8th with all these injury, worries. Never too far behind, Champions League spots. So, just a lot of reaction out of fans that I think they now, most of them anyway, that I've encountered, I'm part of a group on Instagram, a message group on Instagram, Napoli Squadra. Shout out to those guys too. A lot of them watch us and have commented here too. Joe Fischetti's actually in it too. A lot of them on that have like kind of retracted some of their statements about Gattuso. Most of them still think that we need a new look next season. And I don't really blame them. I get it. I understand why. But we need to give him the benefit of the doubt, whether he stays or he goes. I think he really did a really good job. Yes, 8 losses, but only 2 draws. And we have 20 wins on the season. Come on. How can you really, we're almost 20 maybe.
Got another one, guys.
Go ahead.
Jonathan, serious question, lads. Who would be your center back partnership for Wednesday? Koulibaly and?
You have to go Manolas.
I think so.
I think you have to go Manolas. I think the experience of having those two together. I mean, Ramani, I'm not sure how fit Ramani is. You definitely don't want. You definitely don't want Maximovic there with him, with Koulibaly. That's for sure. You don't want that. But hold on. But against Juve in Naples a month and a half ago, the center back duo was Maximovic and Ramani, and they got the job done. And so was Meret back there, and so was Mertens not playing, and so was Chucky out. Come on now. Let's or Chucky got hurt in that match actually. Let's all give Napoli team the benefit of the doubt. I know Maximovic is not the preferred partnership, and I know maybe Ramani has shown that he can be a part of this squad in the future. I just don't know about his injury and where he's at with it. I think it was Ramani with Deme that came back to training today. So it's still a question mark. It's still a question mark. But for me, I know a lot of people have been giving Manolas crap about the last match as well, but I don't care. I think Koulibaly and Manolas are the center back duo to start. And it's funny that you asked me that this center back partnership. My brother-in-law Andrew was here for Easter, and he asked me this question, and I told him, Andrew, I'm using that on the show tomorrow. Ralph, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask everybody in this chat. And if you don't get it on the air here today, or if you don't, if we can't shout you out or what have you, and if you're watching this taped or whatever, send us yours. Because, Ralph, I'm going to ask you this.
Go on.
Napoli get to the Champions League final this season, right? Let's say this Napoli now make the Champions League final. Okay. Who's your starting 11? Who's your starting 11, Ralph?
With what we have available to us right now.
With what we have now, with how we've been playing, with what we've been lining up with our play now. Let's say tomorrow is a Champions League final.
Yeah.
Let's say tomorrow is a Champions League final. Who's the starting 11?
That's a great question, and I appreciate you asking that question. I'm gonna say this much. Let's start from the back. Move up.
Go.
Now.
Who's in goal?
I'm going to go Meret. Even though I like Ospina, I want Meret to grow with us. So I'm going to take him along with me. That's why I'm picking Meret. I'm going to pick K2 without a doubt with all my heart. I want him to stay. Now, Manolas, Ramani has been really growing on me. So I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say Koulibaly and Romani in the center backs with Di Lorenzo on the right because, well, we don't really have that much more, and Hisa on the left for me because Gulam is injured, or else I would have picked Gulam. In the middle, Zielinski, my dude, without a doubt, with Deme. And I guess Fabian Ruiz, because he is on the current roster, I would pick those three. Fabian Ruiz has been really going up in my book. I still think he's kind of like clumsy a bit, but he has been doing that hockey assist, that pass to assist lately. So I would choose him. Now, as far as strikers go, the guys up front, without a doubt, Insigne, he has been the man of this team, without a doubt. I did question his captaincy in the beginning when we started this show, and it was because I wanted more out of him, but he has proven himself, and funny enough, I think Insigne proved himself when he kind of called his team shit one day against that Sassuolo game. For me, it was like, good. You got to hold people accountable. That's what a captain has to do. You have to defend your team, but you also have to hold them accountable and make sure that they're doing their jobs properly. Lozano has been a darling. I mean, that guy is the man. So I'm going to pick him over Politano, but that's not a knock on Politano. It's just Lozano is in great form. And this is a tough one, this last one, because you know who it comes down to. It comes down to Mertens and Osimhen.
This is where I wanted to go. Yeah.
And this is where you wanted it. This is a trap. This is entrapment, Rafa.
It's a trap.
It's the $1 million. It's the $70 million question, isn't it? Mertens or Osimhen? I'm gonna pick Mertens.
Yes.
For now.
Yes.
How you not pick proven talent?
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Now,
don't forget, we're talking the Champions League final. This season right now. Tomorrow is the final. Yeah.
All healthy, right? All healthy. Everybody's good, right? Is that part of the
That's it.
So contingent that everybody's been healthy, I'd have to pick Mertens, dude. He has been the guy on this team for years. He is going to go down as one of the best Napoli players in history, without a doubt. Why wouldn't I pick him? Now, that's again not a knock on Osimhen because I think he's our ace in the hole right now, and he had bad luck this season. I think if he didn't have that bad luck and he was able to get into the form that we think that he can get into, we would have seen some fireworks with him this season. But unfortunately, it didn't go that way. But I think next season, if we talk next season, this 11 is completely different. But for this season,
yeah, we can revisit it next season. Your lineup and mine are identical except for Meta. I'm going Ospina and net. I think for me, Ospina's edge of experience, kind of gets him to the starting.
Hey, Giovanni's here. What's going on? Hey,
Giovanni. We're waiting on your jersey
What's
too,
going on, brother. Yeah. I need my Rhinos drip, bro.
I'm kidding, but I'm not. We'll talk later. No, Osimhen, Insigne, Zielinski, Lozano, Fabian Deme, Husaimana. And I respect the Osimhen shout, but I think you don't exclude your top goal scorer of all time from a starting 11 for a Champions League final. And if Mertens does nothing, and if Mertens is slow, and if Mertens has a tough time, you take him out in the 65th minute. You put him in for fresh legs, and you get two people on him, and you open up space, and it's a great problem to have. It's a great problem to have. You got Lucas. Quinton.
Oh, sorry, I'm
Contini.
switching. Yeah, I was just giving everybody a few minutes.
I like this lineup. Quinton's lineup is good. Contini, Husay, Bakayoko, Lobotka, Chofi, Maximovic, Zedaka, Rui Ruiz, Gattuso suits up. Dude, and to round it off, Fidelev. My son said that when we had midfield problems, he said Gattuso should just suit up and put get in there. Let me tell you something about my family and how they feel about Gattuso, man. God bless for making a lineup when we would have when we would have zero idea who we were playing. Joe, it's a rhetorical question, really. It's just a what if. It's a what if. If Napoli are in the Champions League final,
put your 11,
what
Joe.
If? You know what I mean? Come on.
Put your 11 up there, Joe.
That's what we're talking about.
Give me your best 11, Joe. The people want to know.
I mean, listen, if Napoli are playing Barcelona or Real Madrid or Liverpool, I'm putting that same lineup out. We're talking about the best 11. Anyway, Gattuso for me, is a real factor in where Napoli is right now. And my Allison is such a smart woman. I'm telling you right now. She spent about a half hour in the car talking to Rocco and myself about why Gattuso deserves all kinds of praise. And she made all these kinds of points that made total sense.
Okay.
And it's like, are Napoli really where they're at if Gattuso isn't like cheering them on? Look at how he gets pissed at a 4-3. Obviously he's pissed at, we're up, we win the 4-3 where he kicks the water bottle at the end of the match, but it's because someone missed a directive and he's pissed about it. We just got the 3 points, but he's pissed. Look at how Gattuso was with the 6-0. When we were 4-0 up, you saw Mertens and Ramani cheering from the stands, and the next scene you cut to is Gattuso like this. And look at how he kicked Politano in the ass after the Milan win. You know what I mean?
Like literally kicked him in the ass.
I had said, because Rocco said, does Gattuso go or stay? I had said Gattuso stays because he just deserves another chance. And Ali said Gattuso stays because look at how much he cares. Even though there's these rumors of him leaving and these movies, look how much he cares about this group, about this club, about the results. Look at him. Look at same face like Ron Swanson. Actually, Ali would appreciate that. That's wonderful. But yeah, and she went on She went on this like half-hour tangent of like, I'm looking at her like, I need to use this on the show. You absolutely hit the nail right on the head. It's just, he provides something extra for the club, for the team that's out there that I don't think any other manager gets out of this crop of players. And you guys out there can analyze what I just said all you want, but my fiance is right on that.
Tune in next Monday to see Ali on the Rough and Rough Rig.
I told her she
come on
the show.
Be our first female guest. That'd be awesome.
On the show.
Right here.
On the show.
She gets her own box. I don't even want her.
No,
next
she
to
she ain't sitting next to me. She's gonna go in the other room.
In the other room.
And she's gonna get her own screen, bro. She's gonna get her own screen.
Yep. Hold on, I want to put you on the answer because he answered it. I challenge you. Ali,
let's go.
Ali, you're next. No, Moretti, Lorenzo, Manolas, Kitu, Hisal, Demi, Zielinski, Elmas, Insigne, Mertens, Lozano. It's
I'm gonna respect the Elmas shout now that he has done what he did with North Macedonia. I'm telling you, I'm like over the moon about that stat. That's an incredible. Like here's the thing,
he's 21. He's 21.
I don't think anybody anywhere else had put this stat out there. It was me going,
nope.
Germany doesn't really lose a lot in World Cup qualifying. Let me dig into this, and I freaking realize it from the inception of the World Cup in 1930. Germany has never lost an away match in World Cup qualifying, and has only lost 3 World Cup qualifying matches. And Elmas being that third match winner,
it's a future
for me is like huge for this guy's career.
Yep.
Humongous. I think
I'm
going to change my mind, and I think he's going to be an absolute star, dude.
You see that, Joe? You see what we can do
when
we all work together? He was always good.
I don't know if I would put him in the final lineup, but I think that if it's like next year or the year after, he's in the lineup.
Can I make another case for him? Lorenzo Insigne, it was always my opinion that he was a left winger. That's his strongest position. Now,
Insigne, we're talking.
No, Elmas. His strongest.
Well, you had
position,
said Insigne. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I apologize.
Elmas has always been a left winger.
Yes. Okay. Let me just start over. It was always my opinion that Elmas was a left winger. At least that was his strongest position. I know he plays the mid sometimes, but to me, he's always a left winger. I know that position has been usurped by Lorenzo Insigne, rightfully so. That's Lorenzo Insigne's spot. But Lorenzo Insigne is 29, right? I think he's 29. Elmas is 21. Okay, we're going to have a few good more years with Insigne. Who knows how many, but I think another rock solid 2-3 years. And Elmas is 21. As soon as Insigne, hypothetically, as soon as Insigne starts dwindling a little bit, Elmas is going to be on the come up, starting coming to in his prime, more experience. He's the future, in my opinion. He's the future at that side if we keep him and he grows with the team and he stays with Napoli. I really I know he's not there right now. I know he has more to go, but do not sleep on this kid. If he grows to be the kid that I think he can be, we're going to have solid young players on our team that are going to really help us coming into the next 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons or something like that. So
beautiful.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I love it. Perfectly put.
Perfectly put. But Rafa, we're reaching that mark. I know if you want to add anything, well, we should cut out soon.
I feel like the only thing I'm gonna say is Juve is a huge game. 12:45 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
ESPN Plus. Matteo Bonetti and Mark Donaldson on the call.
Yep.
Guys,
be awesome.
This is a big game. Okay, here's what I will say. Last thing I'm gonna say. I'm also a part of this WhatsApp chat. And in the chat, someone said, nothing but 3 points against Juve will satisfy me or something like that. I disagree. I think that if Napoli can get a draw against Juventus, I obviously everybody wants to beat Juventus. They have to. I think that they have to beat Juventus for to prove that they are better than everybody has put them out to be. But I would not be overall upset if we were to be able to get a draw out of this match. I don't remember the last time Napoli took 4 out of 6 points against Juventus, especially the fact that this match was a 3-0 loss in the books and the result of a 1 point negative point. I think that a point against Juve in Turin this Wednesday would be big for Napoli, especially since Juve's run is a little harder than Napoli's run, even though Napoli have Inter and Lazio. After Inter and Lazio, it's like it should be an easier run for Napoli, versus Juventus's chances. But guys, this is for 4th place, man. This is for third
big game
place.
This Wednesday.
This is for 3rd place. We got to get this. We got to get this. We will
be here for the post game, so join me then. There's 2 more questions I'm going to take, Rafa, then we
throw them up.
Okay. First is for Luca. I know this is for me. Rafa, you really think Elmas would stick around for 3 to 4 years and wait on the Insigne downfall? I don't know. My statement was a big if, Luca. I just want you to know that. I said if he sticks around, then we can keep him. But
Ralph's statement is in the what's the word I'm looking for? Ralph's statement is in the condition that Elmas will be a left winger. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe his best position is a left winger. Maybe he's done better in the left wing, but he can actually play on the right. He can play in the middle. He's pretty versatile, and I think that Napoli can find a spot for him, no matter what. Again, he's still young. He can grow into another role of some sort. Yeah.
He gets a little extra. If he gets more playing time, maybe a nice little contract, he's producing for the team. I don't see why he wouldn't stay. Maybe somebody else calls him up.
An excellent substitution, like an excellent bench role in the left wing position too.
Quinton asks.
Go ahead.
Another question, Rispo. If the Scudetto was settled by a cage match between coaches, do we win?
Do we win? Are you kidding?
This is a
we
no-brainer.
Win in a landslide. We win in a squash, dude. Gattuso? There's nobody tougher than Gattuso as far as managers are concerned.
That's a 7-second TKO.
I'm going to assume that it's Gattuso versus Conte. Are you freaking kidding me? Gattuso would pull Conte by his hair, realize it's fake, and then it's going to come off. So Conte is going to slip away and run for the cage. But Gattuso's going to be like, huh? Throw his hair, run out there, grab him by the tights, pull the tights down so Conte's ass is showing. He's going to go like this and slap him right in the ass. Then he's going to bash his bald head into the cage, and he's going to beat him to a bloody pulp. So instead of crawling up and out of the cage, he's going to walk right out the door, Gattuso. He's going to walk right. He's going to kick the door down like he kicked Politano's ass the other day, and he's going to walk out of there. and grab the Scudetto and become the WWF Scudetto champion.
Yes, sounds about right. Well, on that note, guys, let's get WWE Serie A. Guys, let's get a big Forza Napoli going on in the chat. We're going to cut out of here. We haven't done that.
Everybody.
Big Forza Napoli sempre, big FNS. Let's get it on the chat, guys. It's been a super, super pleasure today to be here with you. We had a great time with Rosario from Ribalta. Support your local business, guys. If you are in the New York City area or drivable distance, go say hi. Tell them you saw him on the show.
Support your local business. Anywhere.
Yeah, throw our name to him, man. Just any local business help. But,
anywhere, baby.
You know, especially if they're Napoli Don, you know, help them out.
Yes.
You know, I think that's great. Let's show them what we do, guys. Let me get everybody up here. Jonathan Bestford, thank you. Jonathan in England, always a pleasure. Joe DeAnge, always a pleasure. Forza Napoli sempre, Forza Calcio Napoli Club. Quentin, sound dude. Forza Napoli sempre, great show. And thank you, Quentin, for the phone call to Rosario. Everybody, Quentin hooked us up with him, so
yes,
super happy about that, man. Super happy. Luca, pleasure as always. Say hello to Michela. Tell him, if you are related to Michela, Luca, give him a call. Where's Michela? Tell him to come on. We miss him. Antonio Rispo, Forza Napoli sempre. Baba. Tell him thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure to have him here. Forza, I'm assuming
Paulie. Rocco, Paulie, Ali, everybody. They're all downstairs watching.
The Rispo family.
It's the whole family, baby.
Forza, Tariq Piquet, Forza Napoli. Antonio, ragazzi, thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
Especially after all that lasagna. I had manicotti. We did manicotti yesterday.
Mom is
sleeping.
Oh, you had manicotti, huh?
Yeah,
dude, my dad made the best. Like, my dad's lamb is great every Easter, but this year for some reason was
extra
just
special.
I mean, it's not because I haven't been here in a year and a half. It's because it just was a little better. I don't know.
A little better.
It might be Dad, what's the pasta called that you did? The not Baccheri. The Garofalo.
Yes.
Pasta Garofalo.
I know very well, Paccheri. I know him very well, Paccheri Garofalo.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, guys. So let me see. I got one more in there. Lamb. Yeah.
Lamb. So good.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. Rafa, great show once again.
You too,
we'll
Ralphie.
See you soon.
So
we'll see everybody else on Wednesday post game. Maybe I might be Ribalta. Maybe I'll just I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But until then, something will happen. Forza Napoli, guys. Ciao.
Sempre. Forza.
Ciao.